Hi, today we're talking about ON1 Photo Raw, and we're going to dive into how to use the best presets and effects like a pro. This is the third video of a series that I'm doing for you macro photographers using the software from the beginning to the end to be able to make world-class photography. If you haven't watched the first video, please check down below and you'll be able to grab that link and start from there. For the best advice on macro photography and software like ON1 Photo Raw, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a video every Tuesday and Thursday. I am super honored to be able to have helped thousands of macro photographers. Now what I do is mentor them through my inner circle or one-to-one mentorship. Okay, I'm super excited because we're really going to dive in and have some fun. I first want to share with you presets. Over here to the left, you can see if I click on that, I'm actually on it. Most of the time you're on catalog or browse, but presets right here will help you really see your work in a different way. So a preset is a bunch of filters that I'm going to share with you, put together so you can manipulate your photograph the way you want it to look. So when you use a preset, I highly suggest as you're playing with ON1, you make your own. And I'm going to show you how to do this. One thing I would love for you to do when you're first using ON1 is play with all of these presets to give you an idea of what they do. Just because it says cinema right here doesn't mean that it's not going to work for a macro photograph. So let's just click on here. And you can see that if I wanted this image to really look vibrant and crazy, all I have to do is double click there and you can see how much it's changed it quickly. Now, notice that I'm in the browse playing with this photograph. Now, if you want to see, because this is hard to see to the left, sometimes I can't see it. So what I suggest is to click on this area right here that looks like a grid. And what it will do is bring it up. And it will share with you over here at the bottom. You can see that I can make it even larger. See right here? So you really can see what this preset is doing for me. So if I liked CN1, then if I wanted to use this all the time, I felt like this was my fun preset, all you have to do is click this heart. And from then on, up here to the left, you go back. And if I want to look, we'll get out of cinema. If I want to go to my favorites, guess what's there? Here's CN1. So you can see I already have a couple fun presets that I love already. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a reset. And now let me show you presets in the edit module. So we'll click on that. Over here to the bottom left, most of the time this is what you'll see when you're in this edit module. So if you want to see presets again, which I prefer to actually work with presets in the edit module, not the browse. And I'll show you why in a second. So down here to the bottom left, just click on that and it will open all of the presets when you're in this edit module. So again, you can see that it's here. We can play with pumpkin spice or whatever I feel like playing with. Like I told you before, presets are just filters that you have used. So if you look over here to the right, here's the effects area. Now in this effects area, you'll see down in here, this is what the preset has done. Look over here, we'll go to pumpkin spice and see now pumpkin spice has changed. So the reason why I like to really play with presets here is because you can see that here is the filters, and as you click on the vignette, we can change each individual area. See where you click on it, it says show, and here is what it has done. You can see. So you have more power here. Yes, at first it could be intimidating. I get it. But this is the time for you to actually play and learn what you could do with all these filters. And each of these filters also has like little presets. See? Which is so powerful. You can click on more, go in and look at everything. It's so cool. So the more you play, the more you'll know what you want. Now that we're in the effects area, maybe I'm liking this, but I want to do a little bit more. So what you could do is click on the add filter. And over here, you can even type in once you get to know what you want. Just because, it's showing people all the time, but as a macro photographer, look, let's just click that. See what it does. So here's subtle, moderate, strong. What I'm asking you to do is just because it's for skin, play with it. And you never know, something may work for you. So let's go ahead and add one more. Let's see if we have any fun textures to play with. We'll go with my textures that I've done. You can make your own. But what's nice is that you just can put your mouse over and just see what will work with it. It's pretty powerful. So you can get into detail. And now just say that I really totally love this, right? And we started off with CN4. You could go make a right click and then update preset with current settings, but I wouldn't do that. I would just keep what ON1 has given you. And what I would do is go into settings, save settings as a preset, name it. So I'm going to call it macro pop, but I'm going to actually put a new category and I'll just say Janice's macro, and then I'll go to save. So now if you go to presets over here, let's get out of favorites. You're going to see, okay, it's all alphabetized, so Janice should be in here, see? Oh, that's James. There it is, Janice's macro. If you want to decrease the opacity, you can do it here, fade, or you can do it over here to the right, and you can actually decrease how much of the preset you have on the image. And now, as you can see, the effects module will really enhance your story with all these stylizing filters. Then you can make your own presets to post-process your images much faster with the style that you love for your macro photographs. Comment below to let me know the feelings that you're trying to accomplish in your pictures. Layers is what I really love about ON1. You can see here that I'm in the edit module. When we go to the browse module, you'll see that you cannot work with layers. So layers only can be used in the edit module. A great tip, when you're working on your images and you're just playing with layers, you're not really dealing with presets, I suggest that you go to the bottom left and remove the presets from the edit area. It just gives you a better view plane to focus on your images. Now what I plan to do is, you could see here that this is one layer, and all these down below we're going to talk about today. So this plus sign is when you want to add another image on a layer, and it gives you this other pane where you can look at folders or extras or any kind of work that you have that you may want to add on top of this layer. So let me pick something here, and I'll just play with something so you can see what it actually does. So we'll go with that. Then you go to the bottom right, add to layer, and you'll see, boom, there it is. It just popped up. Pretty cool, huh? I love it. So we can't see what's underneath because it's on the top. But as I pull down the opacity and pull it up, you can see it is there. Both layers are in ON1 that I could work with. Now remember, we're not destructively damaging any of our files. This is all in ON1, so we can have some post-processing fun. You can also uncheck the dot to see what's underneath. You could see here, so it's not it's highlighted, the layer, but that button right there you can push and we can see what's below it because it's not on. Next, what you could do is you can duplicate the same layer. As long as it's highlighted, you can go ahead and push the duplication and it will make a copy of that layer. Boom, there it is. The next little goodie that we have is a bucket. And so I'll go ahead and just turn that back on so we can see the top image, and we will work on the bucket. And I use the bucket a lot. And this is where you can pick a color, any color here. There are a variety of ways of doing it, but I like to use the circle, and you could choose whatever you want and push OK. And then you'll get a color fill layer, which is really awesome. Again, I use this a lot, and just turn down the opacity and you can change things up dramatically. It's really, really fun. So you could see how much it's changed it. So next to the bucket, we have the deleting layer. You just push that button and you can delete all of the layers that are highlighted. So say if you don't want any more, it's easy as pushing that delete button. So say I like this and now it's time for me to work on this image itself as one, not as separate layers. The best thing that you could do is go ahead and go to the merge icon right here. And then the last area right here is the blending options. You want to use this really when you have several layers. So what I'll go ahead and do is add a layer right now so you can see what it does. So just take your mouse and just scroll all the way down, and you can see what a variety of blending options you can have for a particular layer. And I, again, would love for you guys to play with this so you understand it more. In the future, you will definitely use it. I use a lot of overlay, soft light, and hard light when it comes to macro photography. Okay, so look out for that next video that we're going to have where we're really going to dive into selections and masking. So when you do use these layers, you have control. Check out the link below to download my ultimate and yes, essential macro photography toolkit. This will give you information on the top macro photography creation resources so you can make your next spectacular image. Also create work faster without the guesswork. If you like this video, how about a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Would you like some new ideas on photographing macro photography? Yep, check down below and you can grab all those goodies in this playlist. And remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Cheers!